Okay. Let's do this. So coming to standing on your mat. Today we are going to be working on our upper back and shoulders. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes? All right, awesome. Okay, so let's start thinking about that area, the space between your shoulders, between your shoulder blades. We want to keep that rib cage stacked right over top of your hips and just start to draw in through the abdominals just a little bit, okay? Just thinking about that posture, let's start with some arm circles. Big arm circles, reaching through the arms, and just really slow them down. Imagine you're pushing through water here. And staying connected in the center of your body. And let's go the other way, leading with your pinky finger, reaching up and over, opening up through the collarbones. Being mindful that there's not a whole bunch of extension happening at the rib cage. And then clasping your hands behind you, squeeze those shoulder blades right back, draw in through your tummy, and then let your chin float up. Finding some nice length in the front of the neck. And just enjoying that stretch. Can you squeeze those shoulders just a little bit more? Without collapsing into your lower back. And then gently releasing that, rolling through the shoulders and reaching your arms out in front of you. Now we're going to protract here, but at the same time, we're going to round our spine, reaching your fingertips. And as we come back to vertical, you're going to pull your elbows in like you're rowing them in. And we round out, reaching your fingertips. And we row back, standing nice and tall. Reach. And row. Now keep your abdominals on as you reach forward. And pull back. And reach. And pull. Last two. Round your spine. Pulling back, squeeze the shoulders. And again. And pulling back. Reaching your arms out, pinkies touching like you're holding two platters. We're going to open, pull the thumbs away from each other and pull them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades and bring those hands back in front. Keep that energy in your arms. And back. Can you just focus on your abdominals for a moment? Staying really still everywhere except your arms. Keep reaching through the arms. Your arms should start to feel tired after a few reps. And then notice the movement at your shoulder blade. Awesome. Arms are floating. We're coming into some bow and arrows. We're twisting around the belly button, pulling one elbow back, look over your shoulder, and go side to side. Notice the movement of your rib cage. Notice the movement of your sternum. Reach and pull. Your rib cage is right over top of your hips. We're getting some nice mobility in the upper back. One more. Coming to center, bringing your arms up nice and square, and then bring your elbows together, palms together. So this should pull your shoulder blades apart. We're going to go upwards a little, down, open wide, field goal, and pull the elbows back to touch. Up a little, down a little, open, and back. Up, down, open, and back. Can you think about other things? Your feet, your knees, Nice little bend in the knees. Up, down, open, and back. 2 more. Up, down, open, and back. Last one. Up, down, open, and back. Letting that go. Let's just roll those shoulder blades. Coming to the end of your mat, we're going to nod the chin and take your time rolling down. Soften the sternum, lifting through the abdominals. Your head is heavy. And we're rolling down into our first forward fold. Grabbing onto your elbows, let's sway side to side. Stay connected in the abdominals. And letting the arms drop down, roll back up, taking your time, stacking your spine, 1 vertebra at a time, rolling your shoulders. This time we're going back down, roll it down, finding a halfway lift, hands to the shins, lifting our spine long. So find this position and really just notice your abdominals underneath you. You should feel length in your spine. Send your sit bones way back behind you. We're going to alternate lifting our arms. 1 at a time, floating the arm up into flexion, coming back down. Everything else stays really still. Keeping your chin gently tucked. And not allowing the face to go into an extension. We don't want to have our head in an extension. We want to keep that neck nice and long here. Reach and down. 1 more each side. Awesome. From here, soften into your forward fold. Walking your way out to your first downward dog. Open up your palms. Open up your fingers and just dig your fingertips into the floor just a little bit. We're pedaling out our ankles, alternating sides, just massaging our feet, our calves. Lifting the abdominals, staying strong here in the arms. Now if this is too hard on your wrists, you could come down to your forearms and take a forearm downward dog, okay? So from here, we're going to pause, lift both heels up and so that you roll up onto your toes and gently release your heels to the floor. And let's do that again. Roll up onto the toes and then the heels roll back to the floor. 1 more time. And back, leaving the heels in that lengthened position. We're going to take all the weight and put it into your right hand. Now if you're on your forearm, you just take it all and put it into your left forearm. And let's pick up the right arm and bring it back behind you. If that doesn't work, just bring it to your side. Okay? So now we're in a 1-arm downward dog. And then we switch, planting the right arm, all the weight goes into the right hand. We bring the left arm up behind you. And we switch. Exhale as you bring that arm behind you. Nice, strong, stable shoulder holds you up. And we go side to side. You're doing exactly the same thing if you're on your forearms. Lifting the abdominals, reaching the legs nice and long and strong. And let's do 1 more each side. And then everybody's going to come down to your forearms. We're still in this modified downward dog. Once you're here, you're going to gently allow yourself to slide down between the shoulders Exhale, push your elbows into the floor. It's a tiny movement. Lower between the shoulders. Exhale, push up. We're doing a little bit of a scapular press here. Gently come down between. Exhale, pushing up. Let's do 3 more. Lower. Exhale, pressing up. And down. And up. Last one, lowering down. Exhale, push the elbows into the floor. Lower your knees and take a shell stretch. Breathing deeply. Breathe into your lower back. Notice all the warmth in your arms and hands. And then let's come up into our all fours position. If you need a pillow under your knees, you're going to go there now. Finding it nice and square. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, and just really lift up through the abdominals. We're heading into our swim prep, and I'm going to just change it up a little bit, so just watch me for a second. We're going to be reaching an opposite arm, opposite leg out. Once they're out there, we're going to open them out opposite sides, pull them back to center, and bring them in. So we reach, we go outwards, we pull back in, and we come back to square. Okay? All right, let's all start together. Right arm, left leg. Reach, stay anchored in the center. Open the arm and leg away from each other. Pull them back to parallel and bring them in. Transition to the other side. Exhale up. Inhale, open. Back to parallel and bringing it in. And nothing else is changing here. The shape of your torso stays the same throughout. We stay connected with the abdominals. Moving from the shoulder and from the hip. There should always be a lot of space between the ear and the shoulder. Reach, open, back, and can you reach through the leg behind you? Last 2. Open, center, and in. Last one. Reach, open, center, and in. Great job. Come to your forearms into a shell stretch and just turn your wrists. Try to turn them both directions. And then we're going to come back out to all fours, tucking your toes underneath you. We're going to come into a hover, and once we're up there, we're going to walk our hands 2 steps forward, walk our hands back underneath us, and then lower the knees. So, take an inhale, connect with your center, reach your spine. Exhale, hover the knees up, and inhale, walk your hands forward 2 steps. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and lower the knees. Deep inhale. Exhale, hover the knees. Walking our hands forward 2 steps. Walking them back and lower down. And again. Walk it forward. Walk it back. And lower down. Your shoulders and arms should be starting to feel tired. Big breath in, stay square here, long spine. Hover. The head stays in line with the spine. Walking it back and lowering your knees. Last 2. Everything floats. Walk it forward. Stay focused on this movement. And lower down. Last one. Hover up. Walking it forward, coming back, and lowering your knees. Coming down onto your forearms now. Knees stay down. You can untuck your toes. We're coming into some cactus arms. Just to show you from the front, it looks like this. We're going to be floating one shoulder up, staying square, and placing it down. Going to the other side and placing it down. So it'll feel like your bum is up in the air. That's okay. Just really find the lowest part of your abdominals here. Let's start with the right arm. Big breath. Exhale, float that right arm into a field goal cactus arm and bring it back. Nice little transition here. All the weight goes into the right arm. We float the left. And back down. Nothing changes in the shape of your spine. Flexing, pulling that arm up and back down and up and down. Keep going. See if you can slow down the movement and just really focus on your form. The slower we go, the harder it gets. Leaving the arm up in the air long enough for your shoulder to engage. You really can notice the back of your shoulder working. And back down. And up. And back down. Hold there. And let's take our shell stretch, moving your hands off to the left and getting a huge big pull through the side of your body, through the rib cage, down the arm, all the way down to your pinky finger. And just breathe into that space. Walking your hands back to center and going over to the right. Now you're going to get that pull down the left side of the body. Big inhales and exhales. Coming back to center, taking your cushion out from under your knees if you put one there, and coming down onto your tummy. The arms will be above your head out long, and your legs are out long as well. If the legs, just keep wiggling your hips until your legs feel comfortable. And they can be a bit wide and turned out if you want them to be, your legs, okay? We're gonna be taking one arm and bringing it up, pulling it to your side, and then bringing it back, switching to the other side, pulling to your side, looking over your shoulder, and coming back up tall. Keeping your abdominals on, lots of energy in the legs. Picking up your tummy away from the mat. We're going side to side here, reaching through your fingertips. The chest lifts. And we reach around. And again, we have to leave that arm down by our side long enough to have all the muscles engage and be with you. If we move too fast, you're missing out on some of the engagement. So imagine that idea of pushing through water. Side to side. And let's do two more, one more on each side. Pull around, look over the shoulder. Legs are on, core is on here. And letting that go. Bringing your arms out to cactus or field goal shape. Palms are down. Let's bring those legs a little more parallel. Kneecaps are down, point your toes. Now we're going to be moving between two different moves. The first one, we're going to float the cactus arms up and put them down. And then the second move is a double leg lift and lower. So we move between those two, floating the arms, the chest lifts a little bit, and back down. And then exhale, hovering both legs up, reaching through the toes, and down. Flex up, pulling those arms up into the air. They stay the same shape. Exhale, float the legs, reach through the legs, and back down. Now just be sure that your glutes are on here as we lift those legs. And we're breathing really deeply. Exhale as the arms float. Lift the chest a little and back down. And big exhale as the legs reach up and back down. Just a few more. Your belly button is connected underneath you. If you lift the legs too high, then you're going to feel your lower back. So just think about reaching them long to lift. 2 more. And down. Hover. And lower. Last 2. Pulling up. And down. And legs hover. And down. Placing your head on your hands. Put all of your energy into your right leg. And we're going to start to lift and lower just the right leg. Exhale it up. Inhale it down. It stays nice and long and straight. And we're moving from the hip. Just the right leg is moving here. Exhale it up, inhale it down. Should be feeling your glute firing up to lift the leg. And can we just check in and make sure that your abdominals are on the other side of the body. And let's do 4 more. 4, 3, can we drop a little shoulder tension? 2, and 1. Bending the knee, putting the sole of your foot up to the ceiling. We're going to do 20 little pulses up here. Little tiny modified donkey kick. Up, 2, 3, 4. You're barely going to lift. 5, 6, 7, 8. It might not even feel like you're lifting at all. 10, 10 more. 10, 9, 8. Energy past your kneecap. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, let that go. Shake your hips. And let's move over to the left leg, starting with our lift and lower. Check in with your shoulders. Draw those shoulders down your back, away from your ears. And we're just lifting and lowering that left leg. With a big exhale as it lifts, and inhale as it lowers. Let's go for 6 more. 6, 5, keep reaching through the toes, pushing energy through the toes. 3, 2, and 1. Let that go, bending the knee, bringing the sole of the foot up, and we're into those little pulses up. And again, you may not even move at all. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work, you guys. Let that go. Wiggle your hips side to side. And let's push into our shell stretch. It's going to feel so good to come into shell after that extension. Reach your sit bones down to your heels, rest your head, and breathe. Now you're going to grab your cushion and bring it underneath your rib cage. So we're going to come face up now. I'm just going to adjust my ponytail a little. Okay, so taking a cushion, any cushion will do, okay? And you're going to put it down behind you and then roll down. And you want that cushion to be across the back of your rib cage so that when you come into this face up position, that you feel like your head is tipped back a little bit. And you're getting hopefully a nice feeling of openness through the chest. Okay, so here we are. You're going to have your feet planted, knees are bent. And just check in with what's happening in your lower back. You should have some space between your lower back and the mat. Like quite a big gap actually, because you've got the cushion underneath you. And let's bring the hands behind the head here. So what we'll be doing is flexing up. We're starting a little bit of extension, so this is really going to work our abdominals. Let's nod the chin, very gentle nod of the chin, and then flex up to look at your thighs. Hold here, take a breath in, and exhale, rolling back down to the mat. Nod the chin, flexing up, looking at your thighs, hold, and lowering back down over the cushion to the mat. And again. I want you to think about drawing your armpits towards your hips, holding, and back down. We're going to change the pace and go a little bit quicker. So now it will be an exhale up, inhale down. Exhale, inhale back. Exhale up, inhale back. Notice the nice mobility you're getting in the upper spine. Keeping space between your chin and your chest. Up and down. Let's bring our attention to the upper part of your abdominals under your rib cage. As we flex up, the ribs draw down towards the hips. Up and over this cushion. And pausing there. Let your right leg go long. Left foot is planted. We'll be flexing up, and when we do, we're going to lift the leg up to the height of your other knee. So we'll keep this leg long, nod the chin, flex up, bring that leg up at the same time that we're flexing up to look at it, and then they lower together. Exhale, flexing up, and reaching back down, inhale. Now if this long leg is not working for you, you could bend your knee in, and instead of having the leg long, just have your knee bent. And down. Really important that you find those upper abdominals here. Draw that rib cage down every single time. Knit it down towards the hips. Let's do 3 more with this leg. 3, 2, and 1. Reaching out, switching legs. Let's bring the arms down for a second and just shake them out. And then when you're ready, placing them back up behind your head, nod your chin. Think about your rib cage and flex up. And back down. Taking your time. Trying to have the torso and the leg moving simultaneously. So they're both touching the floor at the same time. Your abdominals should be starting to get tired here. Breathe deeply. If you're not breathing, you're definitely missing out on some of the abdominal work. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Placing that foot down, lowering the head. We're almost done here. Let's flex up to a neutral spine. So we're not going to come up as high this time. Instead of coming all the way up so you can see your thighs, bring your eyes, keep your eyes on the ceiling, and just come to what feels like a neutral spine. And we're going to move up an inch and back an inch, staying within that little tiny bit of space, up and down. This is so small. Less is more here. This is all upper abdominals. We're not coming into full flexion. We're staying in neutral. Tiny lift, tiny release. Up and back. Let's breathe. Exhale up. Inhale back. And let's do 4 more. You should be feeling a burn in your upper abdominals. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Release over your cushion. Let your arms come over your head, and it should feel like a really nice stretch through your upper abdominals, all up underneath your rib cage. And just enjoy that stretch for a moment. Take a couple nice deep breaths. We will feel that tomorrow. And then we're going to take this cushion out. And it's going to feel really nice when you come back down to the mat flat. Because having that cushion there has created some space in your mid-back. So bring your whole body back down to the mat and imprint your pelvis. Bringing one leg up to tabletop and then the other. And let's open the arms, palms up, wide, out beside you. Pushing the arms into the floor. We're going to do pendulum here. Let the knees drop over to the left. Exhale, pull them back. So start small here. The knees travel over through center to the right. Exhale, pull back. We don't have to go very far for this to be effective. Over and back. And if your lower back is hurting at all, that's a sign that you need to minimize the movement. Over and pull it through. Over and through. Big exhale as you pull to center. Let's all drop our belly button down just a little. Staying connected on the front side of the body. You might get some snap, crackle, pops in your rib cage. One more each side. Last one. And from here, let's toe tap to finish. Keeping your legs square. Keeping a nice strong imprint. You're just coming down to the floor. Tapping the toe and then switching. Tap, tap, tap. Bring your thoughts to your lowest part of your abdominals, pelvic floor. Stay strong here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Give your knees a hug. Roll on your lower back. And then let's plant the feet nice and wide legs here, and roll through some windshield wipers just to reset the pelvis. Dropping one knee in, letting the other one tip out. Awesome. And when you're ready, let's turn to your side, coming up to seated, and we're going to grab the cushion and throw it under the side of your rib cage. So now it's going to be tucked. We're going to go down on our side. The cushion is right here on the side body, and it's going to feel like when you let your head come down, use your bottom arm as a pillow. You can just let it be long. or tucked, whatever feels right. And now we're kind of hanging over this cushion, okay? So let's just enjoy that for a sec. And just breathe deeply and notice the pressure you feel in that bottom side rib cage up against the cushion as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, how it softens. Okay, we're going to be working with this top arm and top leg. When we come up, we're going to look over our shoulder down to our toes. We're also reaching this arm to our foot. And inhale, we're coming up and down. Exhale, look up at your toes, reach the hand. And this bottom knee is bent. And the top leg is long. And I want you to think about the underarm muscle. So as the arm goes overhead, we don't want to just drop it down on our ear. We want to stay in control with that shoulder blade and not allow it to just drop and collapse at the top of this motion. Up and down. And reach and pull. Like you're reaching for your toes. You should start to feel some warmth in your side body, in your top side oblique, a little bit in your glute. And 2 more. Last one. Coming down, put this top hand behind your head so that the elbow is pointing up to the ceiling. Float the long leg and let's kick it forward and pull it back. So we're swinging that leg forward and pulling it back. Trying to stay nice and square here. So you have to have your abdominals on. The bottom knee is bent. Pull. Swinging forward, keeping that leg nice and lifted. Reaching through the leg like you're trying to make it longer. Pulling it back, reaching it forward. 2 more. Reach and pull. Woo. Last one, bring it forward and pull it back. Letting that go. Let's do one more big stretch over this cushion. And then we'll switch to the other side. So we're just setting it up so that you can feel good contact with your rib cage. The bottom knee is bent. Top leg is long, top arm is long. So let's all start with the shoulder nice and set, nicely set. So we're not starting with that arm touching our head. Okay, it's already lifted into a nice position. And when you're ready, you're gonna float it up, reach down, look over the shoulder, and come back up, down. Exhaling it up and lowering down. If we go down too quickly, we're missing out on that eccentric contraction of your oblique. So just imagine you're trying to control both directions, the floating up and the returning down. And back. And back. And just making sure both of your hips are facing forward. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that hand behind your head and bringing the leg up. We kick forward. Point your toe and pull back. Forward and back. And let's really try to keep the torso nice and still. Your belly button is connected here as we move. And the leg is staying lifted. Reach and pull back. Reach and pull. Let's do 4 more. 2, and last 1. Releasing that. Let's do a nice big stretch. Reach both legs out. Come and arc your body over the cushion. Breathe into that space underneath you. And gently release that. Let's turn onto your tummy or onto all fours. Taking that cushion out. Let's bring ourselves into some cat-cows to finish. So just some free-form cat-cows. Just massaging your spine up into flexion and back into extension, into a cow pose, and up and back. Keeping the shoulders out of the ears here. And let's push into our downward dog, pedaling out the feet. And then we're going to take that right leg and float it back behind you, bringing it in underneath you for a pigeon stretch, tucking that thigh under you, either staying on your palms or coming down to your forearm if that feels better. And just breathing into the space in your hip, trying to stay nice and lengthened in the lower back, reaching the back leg behind you. So we want to keep the chest away from the floor. And just breathe into your hip. When you're ready, you're going to push back to downward dog. Just pedaling out those ankles, massaging your feet. One more time. Lift through the abdominals. And then we'll take that left leg and float it up, bringing it underneath you for a pigeon on the left. Each side can be very different. Breathe into the tension you feel. Lengthen out your lower back, draw up through your tummy. And from here, just untucking that leg, coming to seated, grabbing your cushion and just throw the cushion right under your bum. Let's go with wide legs, nice tall spine. And we're going to cross our arms into our eagle arms. We worked our shoulders a lot. Wrap your arms up. Pull those shoulder blades away from each other. And you could move your elbows up and down. Just a tiny little movement up and down. And then open the arms, palms out, stretching the pecs. And wrap them up the other way. Pull the shoulder blades apart, up and down with your elbows. Finishing by opening up, palms out, opening the chest. And then bringing the hands down, let's walk out into our last forward fold. Walking your torso nice and long, leave your sit bones rooting into the mat. Turn your toes up to the ceiling. And just stay connected with your belly. Deep breaths into your lower back. Noticing how your body softens as you exhale. Let's just gently nod our chin yes. Releasing your neck. And then shake your head no. Awesome. One more big breath there, you guys. And when you're ready, connect with your abdominals and very, very slowly drag your fingers back to your thighs, stacking your spine up. Head and shoulders are last. And we roll the shoulders. Nice work, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so sorry I was running late. Won't happen again. Hasn't happened before and will never happen again. Have an awesome day, you guys. Take care. Thanks for being here.